Yo, what is up, pussies? We are back with another MogCast episode 3. We have a very special guest today. We have Kenneth Bender.
Hey.
Let's hit the soundboard, bro.
This is actually a live crowd.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a live audience. All right, guys. So those of you who don't know, Kenny, why don't you introduce yourself?
What is up, guys? I'm Kenny. Kenny's fit on literally everything known to man.
Yeah. I don't know why you haven't changed that, bro. I told you, putting fit in your name.
Oh, but it didn't be just my name.
Kenny.
Kenny.
You think that
you could get Kenny? That would be a dub. You'd have to pay about $50,000 to get that username.
Dude, there's @Kenneth, and I want it so bad. I want eventually, if I can like grow my YouTube enough, I want to just make my YouTube username Kenneth. I feel like that'd be so clean.
Kenneth, yeah.
Kenneth.
The boy Kenneth. But
K Bendy.
K Bendy.
Bro, go ahead.
A rap name.
Go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and get into it.
What?
How you?
With the soundboard?
No, I was talking to Kenny. How Kenny got started with us, you know?
Yeah.
Just with y'all, or do you want like the whole getting into
I mean,
fitness
go into getting
Go
the
for it,
fitness, the fucking Houston.
Y'all want the
time-
Kenny story? Like,
Well, the first time I heard about you was Lex actually sent me your vid, and which was pretty, I don't know, it was kind of out of the blue because it was like I don't know how many YouTube subs you had at the time, but it wasn't many. And he's like,
600.
bro, this is someone that we met at the Houston event, and like this is the realest speech I've ever heard. And you sat down, you were in the middle of nowhere.
a ditch, bro.
Yeah, he was in a ditch.
I have no clue what you guys are talking about, by the way.
Oh, fake fan.
Yeah.
Fake
So,
fan.
I mean, back in October 2019, there was a Gymshark Houston pop-up, and Kenny was one of the people that like came up to us and talked with us and stuff. And then he made a video afterwards just talking about like how it was, but it was very articulate, and it wasn't, like, oh my God, I met my idols. Oh my God, it was so much fun. Oh my God, oh my God. It was like very
right now.
It was just very like well worded, and it was inspiring. And I don't throw that word around.
And so you saw this last year? Like this was before we even ever met him?
Probably like a week after the event.
I remember seeing the comment, bro.
Okay.
You commented,
This was me when I was weirdo boy, like virgin probably.
You commented subbed, and I just like peed white, and then I saw you followed me on Instagram, and I was like, Gymshark man, big strong guy.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't come off that way. You came off like, yeah, man, that's me.
Were you an OG like Gymshark fanboy?
I wouldn't say Gymshark fanboy. I would say once I got into lifting, which was like really got into it like sophomore, junior year of high school, that's when I found David Lade.
I thought you were about to say that's when I found Jesus, but homie literally said David Lade.
That's when I found Jesus. Who would pull that?
I don't know. That's just like
that?
something that people say. Like, I found Jesus this weekend.
I found Jesus, and I just had to get fucking shredded, dude. I got jacked.
Dude, fucking. All right, but well, like more about how you started working with us. Like, we pulled up to the gym.
And you were working there.
Yeah, you were working there.
Yeah, I remember walking up, and I dapped you up, and I was like, "What's up?" You were saying like, "Dude, we're moving here," and I was like,
"Oh
that's
shit,
fucking crazy," because like directly but indirectly, you and then seeing everyone else was the reason I moved here. Because I moved here because I was in community college at the time. I lived 6 hours north, small town. Took community college in the city like 20 minutes away.
You dropped out?
Just like,
I dropped out. Yeah.
You said, fuck it.
Let's go.
Well, it was
Yo, the 3 dropout boys. Look at us,
yeah.
man.
I did my summer.
Look at us.
My fucking summer classes, and then my first semester, and then October was that thing, and then I had that epic ditch speech, and it was time to move, and I told my mom, don't worry, I'll take online classes in Houston, not a big deal.
Yeah. I told my mom the same thing. I was like, oh, no. I didn't say online classes, but I was like, don't even worry about it. Like, I can always just like come back to school. And even in my head, in my head though, I'm thinking there's no fucking shot I'm going back to school.
Yeah, but it is true. And I think that's why, I mean, I wouldn't advocate for anyone to drop out if you don't know what you want to do. Yeah. But I think if you're on the edge about it and you have something that you do want to do and you kind of have a vision, it's like now when you're young is the number one time in your life where you should take risks.
Gary V. Sound like Gary V.
Is that what he said? I heard it from Elon Musk, I think. Because he
all smart motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Smart and rich.
He's like, why would you're not going to take risks when you're 40 and have kids, because then you have to keep going to work if you're working like a normal job, You should take risks when you don't have any obligations and you can fall all the way down and hit rock bottom and you still have the rest of your life ahead of you to like build yourself back up if worse comes to worse.
Also, it's just like, dude, if like you said it yourself, I'm quoting you on this one. When you dropped out, it's like, or when you moved out, kind of more. When you're living on your own, it's like you have to fucking make it, or you're
fucked.
You're homeless, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's how it was for me when we moved in together. It was like, okay,
shit got serious.
I have bills to pay. You know, I got like, I don't even know, adult shit like healthcare, you know? And then I was like, okay, I have to make it. I have to make money. I have to do this balls deep. And, you know, and that, so dropping out and like moving out, it essentially fuels the fire, and it should. And if you're on the edge, like, fuck, do I drop out? I think that would be the deciding factor is like, are you willing to fully commit to whatever you're going to do?
Exactly. That's how I saw it, because I said it in the ditch speech, but I said, I've told myself this because I've been doing YouTube since I was like 11 or 12. I had a channel, then I switched to this channel I'm using, which was gaming. Stopped for a year because I was, gay, and then got back. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say gay. I made a gay joke today on Instagram.
Yeah, he made a gay joke, and someone who was straight was like, "Bro, come on, it's like 2021, don't say that." And then someone who was gay responded, and was like, "Hey, I'm gay," and I
that was actually a female too. It was a lesbian.
Really?
It was a lesbian.
Yeah, and
she was like she was looking for the rockets. That's what she said. She's like,
yeah, dude, gay never used to be an issue. You could just, bro, people would say gay and never were they referring to something that was actually homosexual.
Yeah, no, never. And then
like,
if I was, I'd be like, yo,
I have family that's gay, and like I've heard them call stuff gay as a joke, you know. So I don't know, man. But anyway, your ditch speech, and you were like, I've been saying that I'm going to do this for a while, but
as I was saying, so YouTube's always been my dream job, like since I was little baby boy, and but this whole time, senior year, my parents, my friends, everyone, what college are you going to? What's your major?
Oh, and that eventually, is the fucking worst. Let me cut you off really quick. That is the worst. When you guys, I'm sure there's a lot of like guys thinking about not going to school right now, and they're going to like, there's family reunions or graduation parties, and it's like, oh yeah, what are you gonna major in, or what schools are you looking at? And in your head, you're like, you probably just give some bullshit answer like, whatever big universities around, and it's like, but in your head, truly, you're thinking, I don't want to go to fucking school.
Mine was physical therapy. I'm gonna be a physical therapist.
Yes,
because money.
Dude, me too, bro.
Money.
Yeah, dude. They're like, oh yeah, why do you want to do that? And it's like, oh, I'm like into fitness, so I figured physical therapy would be awesome for me.
Yeah, it's the most like direct
And
correlation.
I know I'm speaking. Sorry, and I know I'm speaking.
No, you're good.
You are speaking.
No, I'm speaking. I am speaking directly towards people out there who are majoring in exercise science right now, who secretly want to do the fitness
for no
shit.
Reason.
But no, I'm saying I'm speaking directly to the people who are majoring in exercise science or kinesiology or whatever it may be, who are literally gonna like thinking about doing this shit that we.
But I also just want to point out,
we're not saying drop out of school, by the way.
Yeah, because Kenny, you've been doing. There's a lot of mental shells right now, and there's stuff on all of them. So you had been doing YouTube for years, and you were in middle school when you started, and you were just kind of casually making gaming videos, and then you moved into more like fitness stuff, and so that was always your core passion. It wasn't just, I think a lot of people see stuff like me and Soosh do, and they're like, well, damn, that would be better than my major. Maybe I'll just drop out and do that. But I just want to point out the difference in mindset. Yours wasn't like you weren't interested, and then all of a sudden you saw me and Lex, and you were like, oh, that seems cool. Maybe I'll do that. You always knew you wanted to be on YouTube because you just enjoyed making content.
Yes.
And it shows with you editing my vids, the amount of times I've seen comments where it's like, bro, Kenny leveled up your fucking content. And I'm like, mine wasn't that bad. Come on, guys.
I mean,
So
it's like a backhanded compliment, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, your content's way sicker than it was before, bro.
Yeah.
Way
I actually
sicker.
watch you now, bro. Thank you, Kenny. I actually watch you.
You see like your watch times like through the roof, like from when it was before.
I will say, I grabbed a clip from one of your older. It was the video that you asked to reference because you wanted to compare how you looked then to now. The first leg day. It wasn't edited by me, and I was like, bro, this workout montage is kind of fucking whack, bro. I ain't filming it, bro. I didn't edit it.
But that was when we were in the Airbnb, bro. This guy was fucking grinding, bro. I'm talking every single time we did a video, he would be He's way harder worker than he is now.
I know, seriously. No, seriously.
He'd be in the room in the Airbnb, bro, 24/7 editing. He'd be up. I'd hear chairs moving around at like 7 a.m. because he hadn't slept.
But that's because I wasn't. That's the thing is like
because that was the fuel.
I was super uncomfortable because I was like, I'm gonna be homeless if I don't do this.
Yeah, you're like, who the fuck is this Soosh guy, bro? I just met him and I'm living with him and he fucking
and like okay, and now I don't know this guy and we gotta pay bills together and we gotta like live together and mom and dad are not gonna. I mean, they'll support me if I'm like super down bad, but they're not gonna be paying my like electric bills and stuff. Money. Exactly. So they're like. It wasn't in a spiteful way, but they're just like, okay, you're moving out. You're leaving the nest. It's on you now, bro. Yeah. So that's the best thing I think that parents can do is support you, but also know when to back off. And they backed off in increments. So they would like stop paying this bill but still pay everything else. And then they stop paying this bill, but still pay everything else.
Right. Well, currently you pay it for everything, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, me too.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't
want to insult them because they're probably still doing shit behind the scenes that is being taken care of for me. But I know I pay like auto. I'm paying my portion of the phone bill. I pay the internet here. So
right.
I think I pay health insurance. Like I do all the insurance shit. I just PayPal.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm still on their plan, but I just like they extract the money from my.
Bro, I got it good. My mom pays my phone and my car insurance still.
Well, you are 19.
Yeah, by the way.
And I didn't know that. I thought you were
19.
Like 21, 22. You just
19,
act more mature than
what year were you born, bro?
2001. My birthday is the 23rd of this month.
I'm the only 20th century baby in here.
Yeah. You're a 90s baby, bro.
Yeah. I mean, hardly by like 4 months.
But going back to what he was saying, you said you didn't really get into it, but you were talking about financially, like, if you're gonna make the jump, like you have to make it right when you drop out of school or move out.
Just to cleanly tie up this story. So you were doing YouTube for years, and then basically that Houston event and just seeing everything. You're like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm taking the risk. I have the balls to do this. I'm dropping out. If I need to take online courses, I will. And then you grinded for like a year, and then recently you've had like here's the exponential graph, and you're just at this part where it's starting to like tilt upwards, and you're seeing all this hope and potential, and you're like, okay, shit, this can actually work. And I mean, we saw you at the gym, and you were working there, and then can we talk about like Gorrilla?
I mean, honestly, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, I don't see why it's an issue. Because based on the sales me and Soosh were making, we could have asked for a raise in our salary, but instead we just decided to keep our salary the same, and Gorrilla would take care of our video editing.
Yeah,
so they hired Kenny.
For those of you who don't know, same with Madrid. Madrid and Kenny are on a salary for editing with Gorrilla, and then just recently, Young LA is helping out Madrid as well. So Madrid's kind of dripping right now, and he also gets 2/3 of my YouTube revenue. And then we do
2/3.
Yeah.
Damn. You make me feel like shit. I'm only giving Kenny 1/3.
Bro, Madrid's fucking, bro, he's soaking me, bro.
Fuck up, Brandon, dude.
Dude, he's soaking me right now. Madrid.
Yeah, he is.
No, I'm just joking, guys. He totally deserves it. But
he does.
And then we also pay. So you have the salary, you get 1/3 of the revenue, and then we also pay for filming because he doesn't edit. Kenny doesn't edit my videos, but he films my vids. So like my gym scenes, we hit him up the day before. I'm like, hey, bro, we need to go film.
Yeah, so you're actually working pretty consistently because you got filming 2 to 4 times a week with us, then 1 to 2 vids a week for me, and then sometimes I have you edit one of Hannah's vids and I pay you for that. And
I'm still trying to keep my own fucking channel going, my own Instagram.
Yeah, that's true too. You got to keep.
We're all trying to make
it. How is it like? How is the transition of working a real job like Alfleet, and then all of a sudden you're kind of content creator type shit, and you're not really working for anybody. You're your own boss,
bro. Like you're going from working like jobs for years and years, and then going to I work on my own time is epic.
Yeah,
like, it is so fucking nice.
It's epic, but also the thing about having a real job is like
it holds you accountable.
It holds you accountable, and you have to show up. The thing with me, I can't tell whether I'm naturally a hard worker or naturally lazy. I think I'm naturally lazy, but I pressure is like the best motivator for me. So that's the reason I was such a hard worker back at
the
old
Airbnb.
is there was so much pressure for me to like, okay, it's now or never. Like, this is the time.
Yeah.
I'm not living with, I'm not living, being supported by someone else anymore. I have to support myself. So that's why I was just grinding it out. Then once I got an editor and once like, I pushed my codes more and I was growing on all social media, I could kind of like relax, but
Homie's
relaxing
comfy.
is not the best.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Too comfortable.
We can't get comfortable.
So,
Are you sorry?
I was just gonna say that I think that's why Vical is really good for me, because me and Oliver actually have to stay on each other's ass to be like,
right,
bro, did you send this measurement over? Did you send this? Did you send that? Did we contact the shipping? Did we contact fulfillment? It's keeping me kind of grinding.
Which that also reminds me, shameless plug, we will be having MogCast merch pretty soon. It'll be fucking tight. It'll be sick as fuck. So keep an eye out for that. But while we're talking about like YouTube money, right? I do want to say, I know looking at us is like probably a pretty big inspiration to a lot of you guys who are trying to, drop out, make the leap, do influencing. But I do want to say, James and I are very, very, very fortunate in the position that we're in with you guys, obviously. It's the fitness industry. There's not, I do really want to say there's not much money in this industry.
There's not. It's
and there's like a 1%, I would say, that are doing good. And I want to say James and I are very, very like grateful for that, obviously.
Well, I'd say it's very much a Pareto distribution. Why do I always get into
Make sure you're talking
stats?
a little closer to the mic.
It's a Pareto distribution, and I'm sorry I got into stats in the last one. I'm getting into it again in this one, but in this specific industry, and probably in others as well, but specifically fitness, it's definitely that like 20-80 rule, where 20% makes 80% of the money. And then as you go up the graph, it's literally like 1% of the top people make like 75% of the overall money flowing around the fitness industry. So there's so many people that you could consider to be part of the fitness industry that are making literally $100 a month.
Yeah, ends meet.
Yeah.
They're working jobs.
They're working jobs and stuff. Yeah.
I know people who have like similar followers to me, and they got to work a job, and then they're also doing whatever they're doing, influencing and whatnot. And
or school, because they want that backup option in case fitness doesn't work out.
Right.
So I think that's why dropping out, it is the ultimate motivator, because technically you still do have a backup. You can always go back to school, but you're not going to. Once you drop out, you kind of want to make it work. So there's people that are kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you can only dedicate so much time to both. If you want to maintain good grades, your content's going to have to suffer, because there's only 24 hours in a day. So
that's kind of what happened with me when I was still in school and I was trying to make YouTube videos back at home in Georgia.
Yeah.
Those videos were so shit, man. I look back on it.
But they were funny.
They were funny. And that's really all I had, is they were funny because I didn't have anyone to film for me in the gym. Mm-hmm. I was just like doing my own thing in the kitchen. But then I would, my grades were honestly suffering, and like we talked about it. Honestly, we should probably touch on really quick. Some people don't know how we originally met, because they haven't watched like the original video where we linked up.
So basically,
it's pretty like
I'd say it's a pretty legendary story.
Yeah.
The way
it's also very
we got together.
Like
it's simple, but man, who would have known? I saw that Soosh got signed to Gorrilla, and I was like, who's this guy? But it wasn't even in a negative way. I was just like, who is this guy?
By the way, James was the first Gorrilla athlete. So
yeah, so I saw the team growing, and I saw this new guy, and so I clicked on your page, and you had, I think, 13K followers, 13K. But you were getting like 50% engagement. Yeah, because all your followers, 8,000 likes. Yeah, they were super highly engaged. Yeah, right?
I had the cult. The cult was, obviously, you guys know the cult. You guys are watching this podcast. You guys know what the cult is.
But it was super dense at that point.
Yes, exactly. It was so dense, and everyone fucked with me, and I still recognize some of those usernames who were fucking with me way back then.
There's some people that know me from like before even collabing with Dave. So they knew me just from my own organic growth, and it's just insane. But anyway, I watched one of your YouTube videos, or I watched probably 2 or 3, just skimmed through it, and I thought that they were really funny, and I just thought you had a natural knack for being entertaining and just talking to the camera. And that's like one of the biggest things is people will get in front of the camera and they're an entertaining person behind the camera, but then they point on themselves.
Yeah.
And they're just a brick, right?
Also, I do want to point out, I did not have a sick physique. I still don't really have a sick physique. And people don't understand. They're like, bro, I still get comments, bro, how is this fucking guy have this many followers or this many subs or this many views? He looks like shit. Guys, when I tell you it's not about the physique,
yeah,
I cannot stress that enough. Literally look at me. I'm a prime example of my physique not being okay. It's like average. I would say it's better than average in like the aspect of people like walking around, but probably average in the fitness community.
That's what I tell people, bro. People ask me, and I'm like, dude, it's like you have a half decent physique. If you want to be in the fitness industry, have a half decent physique and have amazing content, and your physique doesn't fucking matter,
exactly.
bro.
And this kind of relates back to the conversation we were having on the last episode with guys getting girls. It's like, yeah, looks matter, right? But your confidence when approaching a girl, bro, that's why some 5s can lock down like 9s.
Yeah.
Because they're the man, you know? Even though they might look average, they're just a fucking man. So
that's actually an unreal comparison. Or like, what would you call that? Like a callback.
Analogy?
Yeah.
So
same thing with getting girls, you know?
Anyway, biggest complaint we got on the last one was that we kept getting off topic. So I just want to finish the story. I watched a couple of Soosh's vids.
Yeah.
Thought it was really entertaining. Thought it was real. Yeah, I still have something on the mental shelf from like 5 minutes in the podcast that I just want to loop back to, but found him really entertaining. And I just messaged him because I didn't have any like plans. I just figured like, oh, this guy's a small following. He'll probably appreciate, you know, knowing that there's like big people in the fitness industry that watch his content and think he's really funny.
At the time,
it was kind of more just like a motivator. Like I wanted to motivate you to keep doing what you were doing.
And at the time, I think you had exactly like 79,000 or 81,000.
Yeah.
I remember like texting my boy and I'd be like, yo, do you know who like James English is? He's a Gymshark athlete. And I remember texting him about that. Because obviously I was hype, you know?
Right. So, and you were like, thank you, bro. And, you know, we kind of just talked back and forth. And I think you watched my coming out about gear video, and that was something that you were open about. So you kind of had this contradiction in your head of Gymshark athlete, you know, but also being open about gear. It was kind of they were conflicting things, right? So you reached out and you were like, bro, I watched your vid. I thought it was really real or whatever you said. And then we just started talking more and more. And then we were kind of boys. And you would text me like talking. I'd be like, oh, what are you up to right now? Are you like gymming and you'd be like, nah, man, I'm doing chemistry. It was always chemistry.
Yeah. Chemistry.
You'd be like, I fucking hate chemistry. Dude. And you would just kind of open up like, bro, I just don't want to be in school. But like I have to, because like my parents, they want me to be in school, and like everyone's in school, and like college dropouts, you know, they don't always make it. And long story short, I was just like, bro, drop out. And then you said no. And then I said it again the next day and you were like, okay.
Yeah, dude.
It took 24 hours to convince you to drop out of college.
Yeah, because
you were that close already.
The next day, I was thinking about it. The next day, when I went to school, when I went to class, I took a chemistry quiz. And dude, I got brutally fucking rocked.
Bro, this is funny. Go on, but this is
I
funny.
got destroyed by that chemistry test. And that was when he was like, drop out. And I was like, dude, honestly, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to drop out. And then that was like how I had to break it to my parents, bro. My mom cried. My dad was like, you know, doing one of these. Like, it was bad. So, like, and then, you know, I was probably calling you 24/7. I was also calling Eric 24/7.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like, fuck, what am I going to do? They're kicking me out. I got 2 weeks to leave.
But that wasn't annoying to me because I'm like, I felt for you because I'd already dropped out at that point. So I just felt for you, and just like, that's a huge undertaking to like leave college, especially when a lot of people are in it. And I just want to say real quick, back in like the 1940s, 1950s, it was actually only a select few people that went to college. Going to college wasn't just the thing to do, leaving high school. It was only if you wanted to enter a field where you needed college, right? And it wasn't until I think like the 1960s or 70s, somewhere in there, where I don't know exactly what caused this movement, but everyone started going to college out of high school. I think it used to be that high school actually gave you the skill set required to...
The GED was the diploma. Or the GED was the bachelor's.
Or, your high school diploma was enough to get you by in life and maybe get you a pretty high-paying job. But the new standard became the bachelor's degree at some point, and now it's becoming the master's degree. You know, so the standard has kept moving up, and all of a sudden it's like, well, you're basically requiring that people go into school for, like, if it's master's degree, 23, 24 years of their life before they can become a productive member of the workforce. Whereas it used to be 17, 18 where you could become a productive member. So it's just crazy how that shift has occurred. And I think that just points to an issue with the way public schooling is handled these days. I think that 18 years is more than enough for you. It should be more than enough for you to come out with the skill set required to survive in today's world. But that's a whole different issue. So, you left. You were freaking out. And then you were like, my parents are kicking me out. Yeah. And I'm like...
Which they weren't really kicking me out. They were kind of like saying, okay, well, if you're not going to go to school, then you got to eat,
live on your own.
Fend for yourself.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And then we kind of just packed up, moved to Houston, Airbnb 3 weeks. 3 weeks in, we were like, okay, we only got a week left. We have to find a place because we were lazy. And we like got in touch with this realtor. She hooked us up with this place. And perfect. Then, and that's how it started.
But as for why we decided to move in together, it was literally just...
Hey, you want to move in?
There's nothing more to it. It was just like, I want to move out. You need to move out. We get along well, at least over FaceTime. Let's move in together. And then that was that.
Yo.
What?
I had...
No way?
No, let me talk...
Wait, but just because I think I know where this is going.
Yeah,
before you
because
get off
when
the
you
topic,
said getting along over FaceTime, and then in my head I'm thinking, dude.
Yeah. So
I got a fucking story to tell you guys. Holy shit, man.
But yeah, that's funny that's what happened to you, because it was the same thing with me. Exactly 1 year earlier, I was all invested in like Gymshark events, and I was kind of being accepted onto the team slowly. And I was like flying around doing these events and stuff, and I was just falling more and more out of love with school. I was a computer science major, which is completely at odds with fitness. There's like no correlation whatsoever. Yep. So it was very much like a crossroads.
What was your major?
Physical therapy, right?
Or extra
that's
science?
like physical therapy is like you get your fucking degree, and then you have to take like 2 or 3 more years of school. So I was just gonna do
was it exercise science?
Oh, biology.
Just basic biology, because I was really good at AP bio in high school.
Same.
So yep.
Yeah. So computer science, I was just like, what am I doing? Is it fitness or is it computer science? Because I was at the fork in the road and I had to choose. And I ended up, Gymshark called me up and they're like, yo, can you come model for our stringer in the UK? And I was just like, yes. And I was so hyped that I didn't notify any professors, and I just left. And then I came back, and it turns out I'd missed an exam. And I think it was personal finance class, which is something really boring.
Yeah.
What's it with the credits and debits?
Yeah. And
is that finance?
I
don't know.
Accounting?
Anyway,
Was it accounting?
Yes.
Dude, fuck accounting.
Yeah. So the accounting teacher kind of knew that I was getting good grades, but I was just kind of like doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And then I like missed this exam, and she like took me out into the hallway, which is such a high school thing to do. And I was a junior in college at this point. And she's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, that's a great question. And I dropped out like 2 days later. I just went to my parents. I drove home out of nowhere, and they're like, I walked in and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I'm like, all right, round table. We're talking about it.
Yeah. What was your dropout experience like?
Well, the thing is, I decided to do that, had that ditch speech, whatever, because it was always
was the ditch speech a dropout speech?
Yeah, because I basically said, guys, I've always told myself that YouTube's the plan A and then school is like the plan B, you know, if YouTube doesn't work out. But it's like, obviously I was putting like 70% of my time into school. It's like, okay, that's obviously the plan A, and YouTube's like on the back burner. So I was like, I said in the video, granted my parents never saw that part until I was long gone, I said I need to like put YouTube first. I need to put this stuff, my plan A. So I'm going to move to Houston. Didn't say that, but I was thinking it. And basically I didn't have to have the dropout talk because I was just like, oh, I might take a semester off, or I can just take classes online. So it's not a big deal. Bye guys.
So
I'm moving.
Capped.
Yeah.
That was your dropout talk.
Wait, so you just dipped and then you just hit him with the link of the vid?
I mean,
or you just dipped and you were.
I just dipped.
Did you
just left and you were like, yo, go watch my vid?
Did you say that you were taking online classes while you were in Houston, or did you kind of hit him with the like, I'm taking a gap semester? Oh, and now I'm taking another gap semester, and now I'm taking a third gap semester.
It was first because most of my classes already were online, so I could stay in that same community college and do it down in Houston for the most part. But it very quickly became, oh, I haven't signed up for any classes this semester, just seeing how it goes.
How do they handle it?
They just accepted it, to be honest, because I was already out of the house. It'd be different if I was
parents,
if I was under their roof, it'd be a different story. Mm-hmm. But I was like, what are they gonna do, really?
Yeah.
Stop paying my phone bill?
I mean, I wouldn't say that it was easy to convince my parents, but they weren't. They're definitely more like the be your own person type, and they've always convinced me. They've always beaten it into me that like, you got to be your own person. You can't just go along with the crowd. You got to do what your heart's passion is. So I think this was just kind of, they were uncomfortable with it because it's the social norm to go to college and get your degree, etc. And at the time I was making basically zero money. And I just hit him with the really convincing, trust me, guys. Source, trust me, guys.
Source, trust me, bro.
Yeah. And I was like, look, I know I can make it. This is what I want to do. I don't have any passion for school. I was good at it. I just didn't, there was no fulfillment. So I wouldn't say there was none, but it paled compared to fitness. So they were kind of like hesitantly like, okay, you can drop out, you can live here while you get your shit together, but like, just know that this is a serious thing.
Yeah. So you moved in with your girlfriend, right?
No, actually, first it was me and my best friend who both had the same like fitness goals, and we both moved out here. 6-month lease. First, I want to say, bro, for like a week and a half, we were hopping hotel to hotel because we just moved down. He went like a couple of days before I did because I had to finish my job at Academy. Mm-hmm. We go down there. We're like looking for apartments, and the apartments are like, wait, you don't have a job right now?
Yeah.
Wait, we need pay stubs. We need like a proof of employment.
Credit.
We're like, fuck. Like we knew we were going to get hired or had a chance with Alphalete because our friend was an old friend was a customer service manager there. Mm-hmm. But we didn't have that yet. So for a week and a half, we were hopping hotel to hotel, like melting money, dude. Melting money.
Yeah.
And then eventually we got into really bummy $800 a month apartment, and that was for 6 months. And then my girl finished school because she's a year younger than me. She came down. We got a nicer apartment. My buddy has moved back home, and he's like kind of working on bodybuilding and stuff, going to do a show later. And then his plans for the future is to move back. But right now it's just me and my girl down here.
So how was that? Does she have a job?
Yeah, she's
Y'all are splitting rent?
Yeah.
King.
It's epic.
Split rent.
Bro, actually, and her parents help her out. So dude, I'm paying less than half the rent.
King. We need a king on the soundboard.
Yeah, that's actually dope.
I'm paying less than half the rent, bro. Hit him with the king.
That's dope, dude. I'm glad she's paying. You get along with her well?
Yeah. We've been together for like 4 years.
4 years. High school sweetheart,
yeah.
Are you going to pop the question?
Down the road.
I mean, eventually,
You think so? You think she's the one?
Yeah.
Let's go.
What classifies as the one, you think?
Well, I mean,
this is a good question for you, too. I bet you got some fucking shit up there in that noggin.
But, I mean, as soon as, like, it was always like, oh, yeah, we're going to be together forever type stuff, like high school romance type stuff. But as soon as we moved in together and, like, I was like, dang, this is nice. I don't ever want to, like, wake up and just hit her in the face with a frying pan, because we were arguing all the time. And we argue, but it's like, she does this thing, and I don't know if this is all girls, but like she'll be mad, and then if I just like go in another room or just like leave her for like 20 minutes, it just like hits a reset button.
Dude, that's me and you.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally me and
relax,
Soosh.
Relax, because people are gonna be like, yo, they're in an actual relationship, dude.
We make too many games.
No, that was literally this morning, bro. I was fucking, what was it?
I don't know. We were both just in pissy moods, and then you walked in, and we were both just silent, doing our own thing, and then I just went into my room, and then
like 20 minutes later, it's like, James.
And you were like, look at this funny thing, and it was genuinely funny, and then I was just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Conflict resolution, there is like a magic ratio. I think it's like 9-to-1 positive interactions to negative interactions make a good relationship, and anything less than that, you're kind of fucked. But besides that, most people clear that threshold. So the more important thing is conflict resolution. And if that's where me and Hannah have it nailed, because we'll bicker.
So give my girl some pointers about like conflict resolution instead of just flipping everything on me.
So the original question was, what classifies as the one? Like, how do you know if she's the one? Is this kind of like roping into?
I think the conflict resolution thing is more just emotional and relationship maturity. I don't think it's definitely correlated, but I don't think it's 100% end all be all as to whether or not this person is the one. If you guys have bad conflict resolution, it literally might just be you either haven't dated a lot of people in the past, or you're young, or you haven't been dating for a long time, right? There's many aspects. What if it's just like you don't get along? If you just don't get along in general, and you guys have been dating for a long time, and you've dated multiple people, and you have the experience, but you can't get down the conflict resolution, then eventually it is just probably going to fall apart.
I feel like with no, so this is, you're calling it conflict resolution. Mm-hmm. So I feel like with no conflict resolution, you're not going to have a relationship with anybody. So whether it be with you or me, 100%. me and Eric, or Eric and I have been best friends since 7th grade, I want to say.
Yeah, just bro, there have been girls in the past where it's like time will pass, hours, and I'll figure like, all right, we can at least start civilly talking again. And they're still just like short and mean. And then I have to like ask them what's wrong for an hour. And then they're like, oh my God, this thing is wrong. And it's like, okay, this isn't going to work. So the thing with Hannah is like, she just if there's something wrong, super straightforward about it. Yeah. Just tells me straight away.
That's kind of like she's an alpha female almost.
Yeah. That's true. I like that.
Alpha female.
It's the delts.
Yo, alpha females.
It is the delts.
Alpha females, please DM me. I'm tired of these fucking.
I'm tired of these beta bitches in my fucking DMs.
Yo, but yeah. So you think yours is the one? Yeah. Does she radiate alpha female vibes?
Just define alpha female vibes.
Well, like,
I mean, like if something's wrong, she will 100% tell me. Like,
yeah.
That's good.
She won't. Well, I see her in the gym too. With all due respect, she looks pretty good, like in the gym.
Yo, chill out, man.
Hey, bro, you're a girl.
No, I'm just saying. But
no, the thing is, dude, like naturally, she just has like an epic body. Like holds all her fat in her badonkadonk.
Yeah, right.
Wait, so that's another thing I wanted to ask.
Badonkadonk?
See, actually, I don't want to give my personal opinion on this because I don't want to bias your answer. What do you think when other guys compliment your girlfriend? And they're not trying to like steal her away or whatever. They're just they just compliment your girlfriend, either on Instagram or in person.
I don't care. I mean, I had like one of my best friends the other day, like, bro, I just saw your girl's recent post. I didn't know her butt was that big. And I mean this strictly from like a bro talk. Like, I don't mean this from a sexual way whatsoever.
Damn, dude, I didn't know that she was so fucking juicy, bro. and Kenny's like, dude,
that shit slap when it walks. I just mean this as a friend.
I mean, it's like when you're in a relationship with a girl and like, I mean, we be clapping, bro. It's like, yeah, I'm proud about it, bro. Yeah, thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, and then honestly, that you just be insecure if that's you. Like if you'd be like, if your homie's like, yo, your girl's like bad as fuck, and then you get all pissed. That's like you being insecure.
Yeah, so that's
beta.
And when I see guys on Instagram and they're like, James, I mean this in the most respectful way possible. I'm not trying to come at you in any way, but your girlfriend is really hot. I'm just like, I know, dude. There's nothing wrong with you saying that. Or even if they comment it on her pics, it's like, I really just don't care. Because, like, yeah, they're simping or whatever, but I for some reason, I just don't care because I'm just like, yeah, she is. Like, you're right.
Well, it's probably because
she's not going to go fucking cheat with random, DM guy in comments.
Exactly.
So I'm just like, yeah, you're right.
Dude,
but let's talk about I was gonna talk about last night.
I want to talk about my weekend. Was it the weekend? Yeah, today's Monday or Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Tuesday.
So I'm going to get into it. So I flew out this girl, by the way. I just want to shout out real quick Medium Rare Podcast because I've learned everything about like females and like flying them out from them. So.
Yo, what about me, bro? Well, I have time.
Well, yeah, you too, but mostly flying out. So there's this thing they call it like fluid out etiquette. So it's like what you're supposed to do when you fly out a girl. So obviously I pay. So when I fly out girls, I pay for them. I'm not gonna have them pay for the flight. That'd be ridiculous. So I fly in this girl. We're not gonna get into it too much, like her personal.
You were getting some sus vibes before you flew her in.
Yeah, before I flew her in, I was like, yo, is she kind of weird? Like, I was kind of asking James, I was like, yo, look at this. Look at her on IG. Does she look psycho? And like the verdict around the house with like Madrid, James and I, it was like, she could be psycho.
She could be, but it wasn't confirmed. It was just like, she could be with some interactions. And
a little weird text, like weird punctuation.
But then there was one, can I leak the text?
Yeah, sure.
You said she was like, oh, like, have you told your friends or whatever, something like that.
Oh yeah, no. I was like, oh, she was like, what are you doing? I was like, just talking about the boys. I was talking about you to the boys.
Yeah. And she said, oh, about what? And you were like, kind of just like,
I was like,
I was
all
just
good
telling
things.
him, just good things. I was telling him about you. And she's like, no, period. Tell me, period. And you were like,
yeah, what do you think?
Whoa.
Fucking weird. Hey, hit the one of the buttons, one of the weird ones.
I don't know what the weird ones are.
Yeah, it's that one, bro. It's fucking that one.
Tell me.
That's what I'm saying. So I honestly brushed it off. She's super beautiful, so brushed it off. And
that's the worst. He was really hot, so I just ignored the psycho.
Yeah, it's like that guy, the psycho hotness rate chart. You guys know the hotter they are, the more psycho.
Yeah.
And there's that range where it's like,
it's perfect.
Yeah. So I
go on.
So I fly her in. I go to the airport. I always pick them up from the airport because that's also just like the respectful thing to do. I'm not gonna make them take an hour Uber.
What a guy.
So I go and I pick him up. I pick her up. We head back. Super cool. Don't get any bad vibes. And I had known prior to her coming, she was actually talking to a couple of people
in Houston.
Not necessarily in Houston, but in the industry a little bit. And she's not like a fitness influencer.
So she's not popping, but she's talking to all these guys.
Right. And so it's like a little bit weird. And like she's Snapchatting them. And I'm like, okay, what is going on?
Like with you.
Right.
She was Snapchatting them with you. Right. And I just want to say, like, listen, if a guy's going to fly you in and pay for your shit, if you want to Snapchat other guys, the least you can do is like go to the bathroom. Just not do it right in front of you.
Yeah. So she flies in and, I know she's like talking. So really quick, she's got a decent following on TikTok. So that's how she's kind of got her fitness. She's got her, that's her in to fitness is, you know how the algorithm works on TikTok. It's fucking nuts. So she's like talking to these guys and, I don't think anything of it really. And we come back, we hook up and we go to the gym. We go to the gym and, there's, the guys are there. The guys that like I know she's talking to are there, and I'm like, okay, I don't really care because I don't want to be like insecure. I don't want to be like, oh.
But it was just kind of weird. It was like slightly off-putting, like 1 out of 10, like 10% off-putting, but mostly don't care. And then kind of
it escalated, and obviously I was like a little bit angry.
Wait. Mention that like these.
Okay,
these
you were here. Kenny was here, and I do want to say. When I called you today, I said, yo, blur her fucking face out of James's video. I called him today. I said, blur the face out of the video. And he asked why. And I'm like, dude, I just get a little, like, she's just kind of psycho. And he goes, dude, I got those vibes when we were filming. So
see, I still hadn't to this point. I just want to say I thought she was really nice. And then we come back home.
Yeah. So we came back. Wait, what were you going to say? I cut you off.
I was going to say, mention that like the guys that she's Snapchatting happen to be visiting Alfleet in this gym at the exact same time she's getting like the exact same time frame, the time window.
It was planned for sure. I'm sure some of you guys probably know who we're talking about. I would appreciate it if you guys didn't go and like destroy like,
her or them or anything like that,
because it's honestly like nothing really.
It's not even a personal thing. It's just a weird story.
Just a weird story, weird situation. So I come back from the gym, and obviously I'm feeling some type of way, and I'm not really talking to her much, and I'm editing my photos that we took. I hop in bed. She's in bed, and you know, she's like, I could tell something's off, and I'm like, and I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna like ask. So I'm like, hey, do you want to have sex? Because I am very front. I will say, like, if I'm like chilling with a girl, Avery, is that true? Okay, so it's true.
Do you want to have sex?
Yeah. So it's like, do you want to have sex? And it's like,
dude, I don't even do that to my girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't really. Okay.
I just like, you know,
if we're chilling, it's just like, yo, do you want to have sex? Because I'm kind of bored, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, I could never.
And okay, but let me finish.
Okay, go on.
So she was like, she kind of laughed it off, and it turns out like she was actually pretty offended by that because I wasn't talking to her that much, and then all of a sudden I'm like, do you want to have sex? Which I do understand, and that's probably on me for not really like being aggravated, but then I hop in bed and I ask her.
Right. So we get why she was put off.
Yeah. But
that doesn't warrant the level of craziness that was experienced.
Yeah. So, oh my God. So we're hooking up, and I'm not going to get into the details, but she kind of just like, we'll say she pulls, like she just kind of steps back for a sec, and she's like, she looks me in the eye and she's like, do you hate me? And I was so caught off guard.
It was,
I'm literally getting,
from your point of view, I'm trying to like,
hit the blue button, bro. Dude, I was, do
you hate me?
Yeah.
No, because without getting too specific, you were both very in the moment, and in your head, you're like, this is all good.
Right.
Everything's going good. And at the kind of the worst possible time, she is like, looks you dead in the eyes.
Straight like, look at me.
Is this like mid-session type thing?
In the eyeballs and says, looks into your soul and says, do you hate me? And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes,
I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, because I was literally so caught off guard, and she was like, do you think I'm annoying? I'm like, no. Also, why are you talking about this right now? And she was like, I don't know. You just seem off at the gym. Okay. We finished. We were done. Vibes are still off. So I'm trying to think of anything. Okay. So that same night, she was, she started like tearing up and she was crying. Because I usually after that time, when I come back from the gym, I'll eat a meal. I'll do something, whether it be editing or, you know, and then I come back out here, I eat another meal. So I came out here, I ate another meal. I came back into the room, and she's upset. I could tell she's upset. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, nothing. And then I'm like, okay.
Cap.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm laying in bed, and she goes like, I had a dream. And I'm like, I haven't told you this. She's like, I had a dream. And I'm like, what was the dream? She was like, I came to a realization. I'm like, what? She was like, I need to start being a bitch. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I hit the blue button, bro. What are you talking about? So I wish I could say this was fake or false.
Oh, my God.
And so I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you're the only person who I can't be mean to. She's like, I can't stick up for myself around you. So then I'm like, I'm going, whoa, this is kind of sounding crazy for me, where it's like,
yeah, because it makes you sound like the bad guy.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Like, she's like, I was like, am I intimidating? And she's like, no, because usually some people say I'm intimidating because I am, you know, I'm a bigger guy, and so, and sometimes I can be pretty aggressive, sometimes with, how would you say it? Like with the intent of being aggressive, but other times it's just like kind of how I am.
Right.
And I'm like she starts crying and shit. She can't even form a sentence because she knows that, like I'm gonna try to like stick up for myself and kind of change her mind. I think she thinks that I was gonna like maybe manipulate her, and so she can't form this sentence. I'm like, come on, let's like we talk it out, because I'm like I can't go to bed like this with you thinking you can't even talk to me.
Right.
And so she finally like says, she's like, I forget what she said, but she essentially said something, and I defended myself, and she was like, I knew that you were gonna say that, and so she got. Can I
just cut you off real quick? Yeah. I hate when you're arguing with someone and they're like, no, if I say this, then you're just gonna stick up for yourself, and then they say something that just doesn't sit right with you.
And then I stick up for myself.
Listen, I know
this is why I did this,
but here's like factual evidence to back up why I think you're misguided. And they're like, I knew you do that shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, like
it's how they win in their mind.
Yeah.
So where was I?
Yeah.
Where was
so
I?
Anyway, you didn't want to go to bed like that, but you ended up
we figured it out.
You figured it out. Wake up the next day.
Oh, okay. Right before we went to bed, I hit her with this. I was like, maybe the people that, granted, before she came down, she was told by other people to watch out for Soosh, watch out for Brandon.
Yeah, that was the weird
which
thing,
is
too.
fucked because, like they said, they had told her, I heard he played with Noel's feelings, which isn't true at all because I've been very truthful with everything that I've said about Noel. And she's like, I heard he plays with Noel's feelings. So this is where I realized I made a mistake, is that I flew her out for the intent of 4 nights. I think 3 nights or 4 nights, 5 days, whatever. And that's where I fucked up. Because if my goal is, if the intent of me flying you out is just to hook up because I think you're hot and she's the one who DM'd me. I think
it should be a one-night thing.
Right. It should be a one-night thing. Exactly. And that is what Medium Rare Podcast says, is like, it should be no more than one night. So I flew her out for the intention of 4 nights. And I was like, this is the first night, mind you. This is the first night. So I'm thinking, holy shit, what am I going to do for the next 4 days?
Now, if she was out the next day, it really wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
And it would have been like, nice to meet you.
Maybe it would have been a 2-minute little podcast talk, but because it was longer than 2 nights, it turned into a big ordeal. So anyway, long story short.
Yeah, long story short, next day, I'm like, all right, we got to get her out of here. You okay?
So he texts Gary.
Gary from Young LA. Shout out Gary for being a real one. He calls me. This is all fabricated. He calls me and he says, we need you and James in LA Wednesday. We got a big photo shoot. And obviously she's right next to me. She doesn't know. If she's listening to this, now she knows that was cap. He calls me and she's like, there's a shoot. We got to go. And I'm like, fuck, okay. You know, I'm acting. I'm a good actor. Put the phone down. I'm like, yo, so what are you going to do? And so she automatically answers me with, it's okay. I have a friend in Houston who I'm going to stay with.
And
so it was
like,
almost like
fuck.
it was almost like it was premeditated. Like she had already had this planned out because she was like, oh, I already have a plan. So I was like, oh, okay,
damn,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That it was just right. She didn't even think about it.
Right. She didn't even think about it. She was like, don't worry. I have a friend. So I'm thinking, okay, perfect, whatever. She'll keep the same flight. So then we spend the day together. I don't talk to her much. We go to bed. We're sleeping on literally opposite sides of the bed. And I was honestly really guilty with lying about the Young LA thing. So I told her, I half lied. I said, hey, I don't think that Young LA thing is going to happen, but I still think you should leave. And that like took some weight off my shoulders, even though I didn't tell the full truth. She was like, why would you say that? Do you just want to tell me you wanted me to leave again? And I'm like, no, I just didn't want to be a dick if I don't go to LA. That's the reason why. And then this morning she leaves, and then it was all good. Bye, whatever. James and I are training 3 hours ago. We're at the gym. And she comes in with a guy that I knew. One of the guys that she was talking to. She comes in
while she was here
this night. And I see them through the mirror. I turn around with a fucking smile on my face because I didn't know what to do. I was just laughing. I was literally laughing.
Because it was funny.
Yeah.
It was actually kind
and bro, they
both. It was so predictable.
Yeah, bro. And I was like, dude, watch her pull up to the Alphalete.
Yeah, I think you said it.
Yeah.
You literally said, dude, watch her pull up to Alphalete with like one of the guys.
Yeah. And so we made eye contact, bro. And I shit you not, dude. Both of them, they look at me, millisecond, straight forward, bro. Straight back to the gym. We're over here by the cables, straight back to the gym.
Yeah.
And I go up to the front desk and I'm like, bro, remember that girl I was talking to you? I had 4 of the employees. They were like, yo, isn't that the girl that you were with yesterday? I was like, yeah. I told them the whole story and they're like, oh, bro, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. So, long story short, I don't know why you guys would, but if you do fly out a girl, one night, shout out Medium Rare Podcast for that. One night is unless you truly know them, okay? Like, there are some girls that I've talked to for 3 months I've never even met. Those are maybe girls that I'd spend more than one night with. But this was like a 2-week talking thing. And I was like, 4 days. Idiot. I'm an idiot. So, long story short, one night only. And if you do get vibes from her, I don't know.
I don't know. Just worst comes to worst, weird. You only got to deal with one day.
It was a weird situation.
Fly her out for one day.
Thank you guys for listening to that, man.
Yeah.
Also, if you are listening to this, it was fun while it lasted, I guess.
So there were okay. If you are listening to this, I think you're a very nice sweet, and friendly girl, but you're just a little bit crazy, and that's kind of off-putting. Yeah. But if you work on that, you're golden. I mean, honestly. So there's like a million things on the mental shelf. One of them, dropping out of school. Should you guys drop out of school? We wanted to have our little talks about our views on the world. Things like that. The one, whether a girl is the one or not.
Right.
So let's just quickly say for dropping out of school, the fitness industry. Where are you going?
I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta take the Depoxtine.
Take it on the podcast, bro. No? I will. Oh, okay.
The what?
What was I just saying 2 seconds ago? Oh, dropping out. So I think that it's kind of becoming like the new thing, like, oh, you can be a successful college dropout, but you don't just become successful just by the mere fact that you drop out. That doesn't just make you successful. And
people
honestly,
love hitting you with the Steve Jobs was a dropout.
Right. And, and then I'm sure most people nowadays have heard the counter to that, which is, well, Steve Jobs is like part of the 0.0001% that makes it that much.
Yeah, Steve Jobs, big brain.
Yeah, and there's also plenty of billionaires that aren't dropouts too, so you have to keep that in mind. So there's plenty of billionaires that are like have 18 PhDs. I mean, look at the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, has his master's or PhD in, I think, engineering and physics, or physics and business, something like that. So I think you are better off in terms of just overall security with having a college degree, but I don't think it's necessarily worth it if you have a dream that you really want to pursue that you know is going to make your soul feel fulfilled. Then it's not worth rotting away at some job that you only feel half fulfilled at if you know your true desires lie elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to encourage people to just drop out just because their biggest inspirations have dropped out if they don't know what they want to do, because you got to at least have some sort of game plan. Even when I dropped out, my game plan was just like grind super hard on content, and it actually worked out pretty well. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that you shouldn't drop out just to drop out. You got to have some sort of game plan.
Fuck. Yeah, I'll say, like, I dropped out, moved to Houston.
You good?
COVID happened.
Touched my lip while I smelt it. Fucking.
Oh. What is that?
We'll get into it after you're done.
All right, cool. But for basically a year, because y'all moved down here in October, right?
October, yeah.
Bro, up until then, like, COVID hit, bro, I was like, I wouldn't say struggling, but like kind of struggling, not making that much money. I worked in returns with Alpha Elite for a while, and then went over to the gym, and it's like, bro, it's just hourly. It's like less than you'd make at some grocery stores here. And there was points, especially during lockdown, bro, where I went through like the biggest identity crisis of my life. Because without fitness and making videos, I was like, yo, who the fuck am I, bro? I just wake up, eat food, sit here, and go back to sleep. Like, I feel like I don't know who I am anymore. But for like basically a year until October, so I started working with y'all and got to drop out, it was like, in the back of my head, it was always like, bro, what if I don't make it? Like, because like my goal up until working with y'all, because now I have the exposure from you guys, I have income, the epic Gorrilla money, I have free time to work on my own videos too. Before that, it was like, dude, maybe like my videos aren't as good as I think they are. Maybe, maybe I'm never gonna get the eyes on me that.
And once again, this is truly all because of like you guys, the people watching us. Because without you guys, none of us are making money.
That's actually like 100% true.
Like,
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like, the reason we're sitting here is because you guys.
Yeah, let me add, because I'm one of the guys, like, I don't really care what people think about me. Like, if a random person doesn't like me, like, okay. But I was like, why am I kind of nervous to do this podcast? And then I was like, bro, because these are all the people that really like us. Like, they really, like, I mean, basically, they really like y'all. And then I've grown in following a little bit since working with y'all. So like
you're an icon now.
My following is these same you guys. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, I don't want them to like not like me, bro. Yeah. Because like the engagement, the DMs I get, the comments, it's like these kids are amazing, bro.
We wouldn't invite someone on if we didn't know that people were gonna like them.
The thing,
and we were like really nervous our first podcast.
Remember, no, dude,
we kept extending
it. I didn't say this, but like I was like getting water, bro. My fucking hands were shaky.
Yeah, well, remember we kept extending it. We'd be like, oh, we'll just like fix this a little bit, or maybe we'll move this over here. Oh, I gotta go pee. Oh, maybe we'll like take just like a half scoop of like Gorrilla Mode energy just so we're more awake. Oh, maybe we'll do this, do that, and then we did the podcast, and
it was fucking fantastic.
It was fantastic, but we were definitely nervous. At least I was kind of nervous just talking. I didn't really know where to go with it. And then for some reason, by the second podcast, I was just like, all right, fire up another pod, or this is our job now.
This one, yeah. I think it's just because the response is just
the response to the first one was so good that
especially the second one. I think right now they're both well over 100K.
Yeah.
One like 15 and 120, I want to say. I don't know. Off the top of my head.
Second one passing the first one?
Yeah, second one passed the first one.
Nice.
Thank you, Noel. Honestly, though, that was a fucking great. I listened to it. I listened to it 3 times. Or I just said. I listened to it 3 times. Like just listening to it.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only done a full listen through once, and then I've listened to snippets a few times from here and there.
Yeah.
But
it was really good.
Should we talk about this real quick?
Some
male enhancement.
So
we should talk about just male enhancement in general.
Yeah.
Well, because so I remember Valentine's Day, we shot a video, and Kenny says, I hope you're okay with me saying this. I'm going to say it anyways.
Don't care.
Kenny goes, yo, Soosh, can I get some Cialis? I'm like, yo, dude, for sure. I think I give you 10 tabs.
Damn, what a guy.
Yeah.
10 tabs?
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice.
I gave you 10 tabs. And you said you had like a your
solid boner.
Your erection was hard, right?
Yeah.
It was good, right?
Nice boner.
Was it? Would you say that it was like better than normal, or unnoticeable?
I will say this was like different than a normal lovemaking session because it was Valentine's Day, so like I had all this stuff set biased, up. Yeah. It was a little romantic, bro. I had like,
but you did say the next day you had an insane pump.
Yeah.
Because Cialis has a 36-hour half-life, so the next day you have an insane pump.
Can I ask? Is the ingredient Cialis the same as the Rhino pills you get at like sex stores and gas stations?
I don't think so.
Because I've taken a Rhino pill. I've taken a Rhino pill like a while back, and that night I didn't notice anything. And the next day, bro, I'm eating breakfast in IHOP, and all of a sudden I just get a freaking rocker just out of nowhere as I'm eating my fucking omelet. And then for like the next day and a half, it was just Chub City. Like the whole time.
No, I don't think so, because I think Cialis is prescription only.
I feel like half that shit is just like placebo or fake, maybe.
I don't know. That doesn't sound like placebo to me.
I don't like omelets that
gas
much.
Station gas station boner pills though?
It was it was one of the Rhino pills, but I got it from Adam and Eve. So not a gas station, but it's like the same thing.
Hey, shout out Adam and Eve. Yeah, we actually just all right. Let's just get into this whole thing right now.
Saved me a lot.
Adam and Eve is a website where you can buy toys or like anything sex wise.
Bro, we're giving so much. If we had an Adam and Eve sponsorship, they don't even know how many sales they'd make. But
so I just found out today that Kenny and I actually have one of the same things. We have dude, we're totally exposing ourselves. Well, actually not really exposing, it's kind of sick.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah, me if you want to try. So there's like it's a joke. There's what would you call it? Bondage. So it's like this thing. It's pretty basic. It's like I think it's literally called the beginner.
Wait, I thought you got the same one as me.
Yeah, the beginner. Wasn't it called the beginner
bondage kit or whatever?
Yeah. So all three of us actually have it.
Amazon?
No, I didn't get mine on Amazon. Well, mine's black, but yeah. So it's this thing. Well, James actually put me on, and then you have it. He has it as well. So all three of us have it. So it's this thing. It's like I would say it's like rope or like straps, like wrist straps for the restraint. And
wait, so yours goes under the bed?
Yes, it's a big X. It's all connected.
Yes,
it's a big X. Mm-hmm. You take off the mattress off the box spring or wherever it is, and you put the mattress on top, and then the X is like this, and the sticking out on the corners of the mattress
basically starfishes are
right.
Yes.
Is one strap here and on the ankles as well.
Exodia.
Yeah. And
Yu-Gi-Oh card.
I know
Exodia, the forbidden one with his arms out like that. That's literally what it looks like.
I'm Pokemon.
Oh really?
So, yeah.
Damn.
But so,
Nerd.
we use
science?
that's like with one of the, well, it's not the only thing, but that's like one of the only bondage things that I have. And then you have that as well.
Did y'all just come with the thing, or did it come with like a couple extra things?
No, it was just that.
Mine came with the bondage thing itself, and it came with this little, half of it's like a leather like to whip with, and the other half is like a tickly little feather thing.
Oh yeah.
And then it came with a blindfold.
Yeah, blindfold.
I have a blindfold.
Mine came with a blindfold too.
I don't really like the whips. I can't be into that.
Yeah, I kind of say the same.
Cause that is I feel like that's so dehumanizing.
Yeah, that won't
Like,
be me for at least another year.
Yeah, you got to be real bored with your sex life. But yeah,
but
let's go.
I'd say,
Oh yeah, bro. Kenny's got it. But no, you've been in the relationship for 4 years, so it makes sense to spice it up with a little whip action.
well, but you're seeing it as boredom versus. I think the reason you don't do kind of kinky stuff with the hookup is because you don't know them like that. So
exactly.
if I were to pull out,
I do only be hooking up.
If I were to pull out the magic wand with the hookup, she might be like, have you used this on other girls? Like, I've never used this. What's up with this? But that's the thing.
We need to talk about the magic wand too.
Oh, a magic wand.
But let's finish the restraints.
I will say
the
restraints we don't be fucking with that. The magic wand.
We keep getting off topic. We got to stay on topic.
Okay,
we got to stay on topic.
Okay, I would invest in the wand. But so the restraints, from my experience, the girl, make sure she's okay with it. Obviously, the girls like the restraints. It's very hot. It's fun. Okay, we can all agree.
Facts.
And it's useful too. Like there's certain positions where having more support, like restraints, you don't have enough appendages to like do all that stuff.
And I do want to say, if you include this, whether you have a pre-existing sex life or not, if you do include this, I think that the girl was
pre-existing sex life.
I think the girl might be impressed. She's gonna be like, damn, he like maybe ease into it because it might be a little weird, but like make sure they're okay with it, and then they might actually be down with it, and they might think you're like a little bit extra mysterious or kinky or whatever you want to say.
Think about how well fucking 50 Shades performed in theaters. Like all the girls went and saw it. All the girls liked it.
Yeah. And I think guys are just either too scared to do it because they're like, fuck, what if she thinks I'm a weirdo? Because all guys are down, I feel like. So it's like,
I don't know.
If 50 Shades...
There's hella vanilla guys that aren't into like bondage stuff and stuff like that.
I mean, I will say I lean more towards vanilla in the sense that like you guys like swear by the wand. I probably will never call it the wand.
So the wand. So I heard about it from, once again, Medium Rare Podcast. Shout out to them. He actually had one, but I had heard of it prior when I was listening to one of their podcasts. But if you guys don't know, it's the Hitachi wand. It's
you have to get the brand name Hitachi. Okay, the other one's pale in comparison. This shit is so powerful that it was originally designed as an actual body massager.
Yeah.
And then people started using it, especially in porn, as like the most just insane military tank vibrator you've ever seen. Yeah, literally insane.
Is it the one that plugs into the wall? Like
not battery? That shit
that's
needs AC current.
Yeah.
But
you can have a wireless.
Tesla.
I have a wireless one.
Same.
Do you have the wireless?
Yeah, because they ended up. So
I think it retails at $160. By the way,
it's $130. I'm pretty sure, but Hitachi ended up kind of rebranding it.
Prior to shipping. I was in a crunch.
Hitachi rebranded it, and basically it was a body massager, and then they saw 99% of people are buying this for sex.
Epic
so
nut.
they ended up making the wireless version. And I'm just going to say it. If you guys just want to give a girl the best experience of her entire life, buy a Hitachi magic wand.
Yeah.
Damn, you're like guilting me into, dude. Because like, bro, like, but the thing is, I get a lot of my enjoyment from like getting her there.
Right.
And like now, we've been together for a while. It's to the point where I know like the couple different moves I can do. That's like easy nut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you combine that move with the magic wand, it's just her reaction times 1,000.
Art.
Yeah,
but then it's like, don't you feel like, oh damn, well this robot does better than I'll ever do?
Bro, I don't give a fuck.
I do. I do agree to some degree, but that's why I don't.
I'm swallowing my pride on that one.
I don't do it.
I let the robot do the work.
Fark.
Maybe if she were like, oh, I don't want to have sex, I just want to use the magic wand, then I'd be like, hold up. We need to fucking talk. But she never says that.
Okay.
It's always me that initiates, hey, do you want to use the magic wand?
Yep.
And then she's
always
into it.
Me too.
It's always a yes. Well, sometimes. I'd say 90% of the time.
It's almost too intense. Sometimes they'll say no because it's like, oh, I don't want to. Because
if it's like slow romantic sex,
it's literally
they don't
too
want
intense.
They don't want to have their fucking mind blown out of their head. So, but I wouldn't say it just creates. Well, it does, but it's more to me. It's more of like a sex complementary object. So it's gonna do what if you're already good and you're, pleasing her, and then you use that on top of it. At least in my experience, I don't ever feel like, oh damn, I didn't really please her. Okay. Because you're doing both.
Yeah.
You're having sex with her and you're using the magic wand at the same time.
How would you react if like one day you walked in, you just found out they were using it, like you weren't there, they're using the wand on their own?
They're just masturbating. You're just masturbating.
Yeah, I wouldn't really care. But if they turned down sex earlier,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
and then you caught them later. Oh yeah, then we'd have an issue. Then I'd throw that shit in the trash.
Yeah.
Break that shit.
But now, so those are like the two. You have a little more stuff that you like to use. If you want to get into that, you don't really have
Maybe
to.
another podcast.
Yeah, another time.
This is a whole talk.
So this is a very basic. The basic thing is definitely vibrator. Obviously, so the magic wand, and then like easy restraints or maybe like handcuffs. I've never used handcuffs, but something like that on that level.
Handcuffs are great. I'd say that's probably more introductory than fucking bed restraints,
right,
bro.
Exactly. And I kind of jumped
handcuffs
in.
Jumped right into.
And I jumped
10.
into the restraints, but I do think that I'm an avid activist for the restraints plus the wand.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, because I will
100%.
say, even though I haven't used the wand, I will say one thing I like about the restraints is because if I'm going ham down there, I mean,
Jesus, man.
I don't know how fucking like vulgar we can get.
I mean, we're not monetized.
You can get as vulgar as you want.
Let's just say, for example, let's just say oral. I'm going down there oral. If there's no restraints, bro, like legs twitching, like squeezing my head, like going all crazy. Yeah. Versus with the restraints, it's like I can hit all the moves I want.
You're safe. You're more safe, bro.
Yeah,
safe.
You're not gonna get.
I'm in
kicked.
control, dude.
So,
fuck.
Yeah, but you gotta stop playing with the wires, man.
I don't play with them. We don't have a place to put them. We got too many wires, man.
Okay, so that is like more of the toy stuff, but let's get into the pharmacology real quick.
Dupoxetine.
This is dupoxetine, so this is gonna help me last. So I don't know. I'm not gonna give you guys a source, obviously, because I don't want to. But you guys can do your own research on it. Don't tell them the dosage either. But you introduced this to me.
Yeah, and it's funny because I got it just because I wanted to have it on hand, but
you don't use it much.
No, because I kind of have the opposite problem. Like,
yeah, I'm still a young buck.
Sometimes no, it's not even that. I've kind of always had it. I'll last for like 30, 40 minutes, and it's like if I took dupoxetine, I don't want to last for like 2 hours because then it's just
it makes you last for 2 hours.
If I were to take that, yeah,
Holy
I've
shit.
taken it before, and after a certain point, it's just like. I just kind of felt bad for her.
Yeah.
Because
if you go that long, dude, it's going to start hurting and shit.
Yeah.
Well, will you hand me never mind. That shit is awful, bro. I'll be back. That's like worse than SARMs. Jet fuel.
Is it worse than the Phenibut?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fark.
Damn.
That shit was not yummy.
What?
Trip. I'm back on my shit.
So, dupoxetine basically acts on serotonin in your brain, and that's how it works because, bro.
Ice.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Because the orgasm pathway has to do with serotonin in your brain. I'm not an orgasm scientist, so I don't know exactly how it works. All I know is that dupoxetine is basically a short-acting SSRI. Basically messes with your ability to orgasm through modulating serotonin.
So like, does it make you like sad?
No.
It doesn't decrease your serotonin?
It has something to do with sensitivity.
It for some reason it very specifically targets the orgasm pathway. It doesn't really have any. At least
no,
in
I
my
think
experience.
I think it is a direct correlation to how sensitive your dick is. Like it just doesn't feel as good. So and so the outcome is you don't finish.
So no, I mean it feels pretty good to me.
No, it feels, but why would it be that you just can't?
Because it can feel as good as you want, but actually having an orgasm that's like has something to do with like a brain response.
Okay,
and it impacts the way that your actual neurotransmitters are firing.
Right. So you take this about like an hour before, and
it lasts for about an hour and a half, and basically just makes you, or actually I think it lasts for like 3+ hours.
Yeah. Because I think I had trouble one time in the morning. The whole next morning I had trouble. One time, yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it lasts even longer than that.
Yeah.
But
and you pair this up with something like Cialis.
And they actually sell them in combination pills where you can get Cialis plus duloxetine. And if you have trouble finishing, or if you have trouble finishing too soon,
quick.
Exactly. But in my experience, like that would just not be good. So I don't really take it anymore.
I'm honestly just taking it just because.
Usually, see if it's legit.
Yeah, I haven't taken it in a while. Honestly, probably when the last time I took it, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. But yeah, I kind of just want to see if it's legit. It's kind of similar to alcohol. Like if you've ever had whiskey dick, I'd be really drunk sometimes.
Damn, you have a different duloxetine experience than me. Because I have. What's weird for me is I have a pretty sensitive dick, but
nice.
in terms of when like coming to a peak, it can take 20 to 40 minutes. So
yeah,
I don't know what it is. Like there's a difference between just how sensitive you are versus how fast you come.
The first time I took it, way back when we were in this house, I know, it was a White Claw night. Mm-hmm. So I had this girl coming over. We had talked.
And you couldn't finish.
We talked about this last podcast.
Yes, you had White Claws.
I had White Claws, so I was drunk plus duloxetine, and there was just no way I was gonna finish.
So, what other sexual enhancements are there? I mean, Adderall plus Cialis is probably the most Adderall, honestly, just straight up, Adderall plus Anadrol plus Cialis is the most goated combo you can take, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
Because
these are drugs, guys.
So these are drugs. Yeah, they're straight up drugs. So, but Adderall plus Cialis plus Anadrol.
And Anadrol, yeah. I know. I noticed the days where I take Anadrol for pre-workout, that I'm like that evening
aggressive when
way
I come
more
home,
aggressive.
Bro.
Obviously, we're aggressive like to each other because we're
but that
getting an argument
into like bedroom too.
Exactly. So it's like you turn into freaking animal mode. Yeah, you should try Anadrol.
Monkey mode.
You should try Anadrol.
You tried talking me into Anadrol one time. You were having like an epic workout on Anadrol, and you're like, dude, you got to take some Anadrol. And I was like,
that was the old me, man. That was the Anadrol me talking.
We don't take much, to be honest, though.
You told me like 25, and I was like, will it suppress me? You're like, probably not. Just every now and then.
I don't remember that at all. I was probably blacked out.
Really?
Just in the zone. I'm like, bro, you got to take Anadrol, bro. The shit's so great. My pump's so insane right now.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like something like Halo. Remember, Derek?
Bro, we can't be recommending gear. I feel like we're gonna get booted off YouTube. But yes, Halo testing. If you take that before sex, it would. Yeah, that works. That works too. But I just want to loop back to something you said around the 20-minute mark in this podcast, which is how do you know if a girl is the one? Because I think that there's a lot of people that might not want to hear about how much Halo testing to take before sex, but they do want to hear about how to know if a girl is the one. And in my experience, it wasn't really anything to figure out. It was just like I had hooked up with other girls, and then I saw Hannah for the first time, and it was just completely different. I don't know how to
instantly?
put it. Yeah, it was just like, I wouldn't say it was like night and day, just black and white, like don't give a shit about the other girls, and then star eyes for Hannah. But it was pretty close. It was just like I immediately knew this is girlfriend material, and like I could absolutely date this girl. And that was after the first time seeing her, and I'd only been talking to her for a couple weeks at that point.
How old were you when you and Hannah started dating?
When we started dating, 20. When we first started talking, 19. I was 19.
I've never had a girlfriend, so I have no clue how that feels. I've never had a single girlfriend.
Bro, we are polar opposites. Like,
actually, I've had a girlfriend, but it was like 2 weeks, so I don't really count that. That's the girl who took my virginity.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I had like, so this is something I
was 19.
do not have in common with y'all, bro. Me and my current girlfriend, we were each other's firsts, and that's the only partners we've had.
Oh, really?
Damn, yeah, so that is super sacred.
Yes, that is sacred as fuck.
Yes.
That's almost like...
It's kind of a flex, to be honest.
Yeah, dude.
It is, yeah.
That's like the one material, you know?
That is the one
But then
material.
that goes back to our first podcast, bro, where we were talking about you don't want to be hooking up with the same girl and never experience anybody else.
But I was just saying that's specific. Hold on. I was just saying that was specifically for me, and that was just a thought that was in the back of my head. There's people that I know that have only ever had one partner, and they're happily married.
Right.
Like friends of my parents that have only had one partner, and they're still together, and they're happily married. So it really does just come down to personal preference. I think the amount that I was with and that Hannah has been with, we're both very comfortable with that. And like, I feel like it's a very happy medium where we're both able to just fully commit to each other now. You know what I mean? So for other people, their threshold is much higher, but it just comes down to like personal preference. But as for how I knew Hannah was the one, once you just date her for long enough and you don't get tired of her and you're continually like, this girl is my whole world and I never get tired of spending time with her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like and you just evaluate your relationship and you're like, we're really good at conflict resolution. We have a great time together. We hardly have any negative interactions. And when we do, we're able to resolve it quickly. And like, just every aspect of your relationship is just golden. And it's like, okay, we've been dating for 1 year and 2 months now. And it's like, this feeling, if anything, has only gotten stronger. It hasn't gotten weaker. So I'm not getting bored of her. And it's the same with her. Then it's kind of like, you put 2 and 2 together. What is she? She's the one, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've never experienced anything like that. But I mean, I feel like, I don't know if I've ever loved a girl. Like how many girls do you think you've loved? Can I ask you that? Is that like
2?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can love more than one girl? I mean, yeah, obviously.
100%.
Yeah. What about your first, you said 2 relationships, right?
Yeah, I had
was
one
the first
girlfriend.
one?
So here's the thing. Here's the story.
Were you guys babies?
Like
With
me and my current girl?
No.
The girl before, yeah. I was a sophomore and she was a junior. My first girlfriend. Anything before that was like middle school relationships. You see them at school, that's your girlfriend.
You give them a hug.
You give them a hug and you're like,
hug me by the bus. Hug me by the bus.
You're on the playground. Your friend's like dragging you to go hold your girlfriend's hair. You give her a hug. Like,
bro, yes. And they're like pushing you, bro.
Kiss her on the cheek.
That was always me. Dude, in middle school, I was a little cuck. That was always me. I'd be pushing my homies to like go do something, but then if it was me, I would like never do it.
Yeah.
I was like mad jealous. I was like super jealous. I was like, yeah,
you're trying to you're like living through them.
Yeah,
almost.
no,
right.
bro,
living vicariously
exactly,
through
dude,
them.
exactly. Like I'm like, yo, go do this, but really, I'm in my head. I'm like, bro, I wish I could do that. I wish someone would tell me to go do that.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Oh, yeah. You were about to tell a story.
Yeah. So me and my current girlfriend, I'll say like Lindsay, we talked in.
Shout out Lindsay. You sound
dude.
like a great girl.
She's goated. It was my sophomore year. She was a freshman. She came in. I was like, an instinct. I was like, yo, who is this girl? It helped that she had a very interesting haircut. Like, it wasn't. I don't want to say Skrillex, but one side was buzz and the rest was like this blonde hair that was short, but like still girly. Like it wasn't like
yeah.
Something's
I'm actually into that haircut.
Yes.
Oh really?
It's very different.
It caught my attention. She had a really pretty face, and then one thing I noticed right away, and this was like a year before we started dating. One thing I noticed right away is like she always had a badonkadonk, bro, but I felt weird looking. And as soon as I feel weird about like objectifying a girl, that's how I know I like have feelings and I have a crush on them. Because like, oh, I don't want to look at her butt. I don't want to see her in that way. Because like I see her as like a human that I'm like really interested in.
Damn. Then I'm a guy. Yeah, I must have really never seen the one then.
But the thing is, this is
I'm objectifying every girl.
Fucking hell,
but
it's a joke.
The thing is, I was a sophomore. I was kind of getting into lifting, but like, I was skinny Kenny. I was literally a different person at the time, bro. Like, at the time, I was really into gaming. I thought people that worked out, because I told myself this because I was so insecure about being a 90-pound kid in fucking high school. I was like, dude, people that go to the gym and like want to get their bodies, like, they're just douchebags. They're just arrogant. I'm gonna play Call of Duty all day and fucking watch porn. But I
feel like that's still holds true to so many kids. It's like they project their insecurity on you and then say that, oh, dude, you're a douche. You're a gym bro. You're a meathead. All you care about is how you look, your gains, whatever.
That's exactly how
it's like TikTok. There's a lot of shit like that on TikTok.
Yeah. Dude, do you get that kind of thing a lot where people are like...
Especially when so if I have a TikTok... Well, Kenny's actually getting into TikTok right now. He's been blowing up. He's taking up my spot. I kind of retired. But yeah, when you hit the algorithm, when you really hit the algorithm, so you're
getting a lot of haters.
Your video gets reached to all different types, not just like usually my vids will maybe it'll get like 300K, and that 300K is pretty tight knit fitness people,
right?
But once you get into the mil plus, that's when it reaches out to the DLs, to the do you even lifts, okay? Right. And those are when, I don't care about looks, I'd rather have personality, or I'd rather have a cute, or
I'd have both, and that's what they don't realize.
Yeah, and it's like, I'd rather have a guy who's not obsessed with himself, or. And then there's the little guys who are like, bro, all you do is go to the gym. Your only characteristic is to go to the gym. Those are the guys who are super insecure, and they put it out on you.
And that was me. Okay, fuck I'm going to forget Kenny. If I don't finish it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, fuck Kenny. But so at the time, I liked her. I started talking to her a little bit. I think before even talking in person, I would just Snapchat her because I was too shy to talk to her in person, even though we had the same fucking Spanish class together. Saw her every day.
The worst.
Saw her every day waiting in the fucking hall, and like she would be talking to her friends, and I would be like, and we were both just shy as fuck. I was really insecure, so I just didn't have the confidence to go and just chat her up, you know. So I was just like, oh, she's not talking to me. It's weird. And then like there was a couple instances where we'd be Snapchatting a lot, but then eventually things got kind of dry, and I just said, do you still like me? And like do you still like me?
In person? You said that in person?
On Snapchat, bro.
Okay.
It was all on Snapchat because I was a fucking pussy. But
at this time, how many words do you think you've said to her?
In person? I mean, a couple fucking sentences, but like, it was just, it wasn't.
I totally get that though. I can't even hate.
I was a fucking incel,
That's what we were talking about on the last podcast. Is, did you watch the podcast, our last one, number 2? That's what I was talking about. Is it's dating and how you get girls has become so digitized that that's all a lot of guys know what to do, and they never, it's so much easier to Snapchat a girl, right? Or text a girl than it is to like talk to her in person. So guys, when presented with the two options, I can either talk to her in person or I can just Snapchat her, they're gonna hit the fuck out of the just talk on Snapchat button, because that doesn't get your heart rate elevated. That doesn't make you sweat.
It's a safe route.
Exactly. But the thing is, the reason I wasn't talking to her in person, she was just as shy, but at the same time, dude, she's the girl. It's like I should be taking the fucking initiative to talk to her. So I hit her with that, do you still like me? And she was like, kinda, but we don't talk or something. Like, but it was basically like, not as much, or like something like that. And I was just like, okay. And then I stopped, and I was just like, all right,
how the fuck did you end up dating this girl? Are we getting to that part?
Yes. I was just like, all right, bet. And we stopped talking. I like cut her off. I was like, whatever, don't care about it anymore. I
was asking because I don't see how this is redeemable at this point.
I know. It's because I turned into a Chad.
Homie went to the school dance.
Because I touched a weight, bro.
Homeboy went to the gym, and all of a sudden, see,
listen. Yeah, we're getting there. So, anyways. A little bit after that, into my sophomore year, I started talking to this other girl, and bro, I don't know why, but like we became best friends, like talked a lot on Snapchat through school. She was a junior. I'm not gonna say anything hurtful, but it's like if you saw her, you'd be like, bro, really? You stooped this low, like
right.
Not in a mean way, but it's like
just factually,
bro. But she was a nice girl, but we didn't have that much in common. But she was like always super nice to me, and like I got feelings.
She was easy in a way.
I wouldn't say easy because like it's not like she's been ran through by the whole fucking school. She's like
I meant easy to talk to.
Yes, bro.
Because there wasn't anything intimidating.
Because there was a best
her.
friend page before anything got romantic, and then all of a sudden it's like, I love you. We're saying I love you and stuff, and like at the time I did love her, but my ideal was love was like, I'm a little incel. This girl likes me. This girl loves me. This is what love is. Like I might as well stay with her because we love each other, and like I won't ever do I won't ever do any better. And that's fucked up to say, no offense to her. But so we dated for a couple months and then we ended up, it was kind of the same situation where like there was a day, bro, it was like the day I was sick from school because I was just vomiting nonstop. I don't know what it was. And she was just being so dry. And I was like, what's going on? And she said, I love you and I want to relate. Like we were having a conversation. I was like digging deep and I was like, I love you and I want to have this relationship continue. I just feel like something's like the flame or something's like dying out. Something doesn't feel right, but I want to work it through. And I was just like, nah, I think we should just break up. Cause I was just like, I don't know if it was pride. But I was just like, nah, if you're losing interest, whatever. Yeah. And I was heartbroken for a little bit, but I feel anyways, back to like getting on the fitness grind. I stopped playing video games. I stopped playing video games when I was dating this girl. I actually sold I sold my Xbox to buy her a fucking, I think, birthday present or a Valentine's Day gift. What a fucking L, dude. I sold my Xbox, wanted to get her a necklace, dude. What a dude. Oh. Anyways, so graduated summer, all of a sudden she might have swiped up on one of my stories, but Lindsay, we just started Snapchatting again, but it was super casual. But I had zero interest in girls. I didn't want to date anyone. I was so into the gym. Like I was just, that's all I fucking cared about. You were just like,
I'm going to improve myself.
I'm going to improve myself. I don't care about girls, dude. I was based as fuck.
But are you
and sure? I was turning into a, like, I had my newbie gains, but just that gave me so much confidence. Cause it's like, I was bullied a lot, like in school for being skinny. And it was always like, oh, dude, you're so fucking skinny. Do you eat? Let me see your wrist. Oh my gosh, dude, you're so small. Mm-hmm. And I will say, dude, especially in junior high, I will say it sucks because I can never hit a girl back with, okay, you're fucking fat. Because I would get sent to the office and I would get ISS and I'd get in so much trouble. But that insecurity went away because even though I didn't look that great, bro, like some of my old pictures, I'm like, dude, I had a little bit of pec and just no ab. I went from skinny to like skinny fat, but I had a little bit of chest muscle just because my chest genetics are better than everything else. And I was just like, okay, if someone's going to say something to me now, I can just say, fuck you, I'm working on it, dude. I'm in the gym. Like,
facts.
So it's like, it doesn't affect me anymore. So I had this confidence. So she started Snapchatting me. We started Snapchatting like pictures and I was just like,
I have something to say after this.
Okay. We were just talking a little bit, leave her on open, talk a little bit. I'd leave her on open. Wasn't interested. We started talking in school a little bit, hanging out some. And then school year starts. We have Spanish together again. I'm talking to her in person because it's like, bro, I'm not a fucking incel anymore. Mm-hmm. We're hitting it off. She really liked me this whole time. Even so I worked a grocery store job for like a year and a half throughout high school. Even before we started talking, she told me there was a time where her and her cousin came into the grocery store and I was working. I was just like, what's up, guys? And I was like, just talking to them normally. Like she obviously sensed the change that I was just like confident in myself now. And she told me after they left the grocery store, she got in the car with her cousin. She was like, I miss him. Even though I'm just a boy that she talked to a little bit, she was like, I miss him. Dang. She was like kind of regretting it. And she liked me way more than I liked her. And we kept Snapchatting. And then eventually like, I was like, I'm not going to catch feelings. I'm not going to catch feelings. Fuck girls, I'm based. But eventually it was like, oh fuck, dude, I really like this girl. And then boom, we're talking. And all the school knows we're talking. But
so he's about to explode.
No.
I'm sorry,
keep going, bro.
It's almost over, I promise. But fuck, where was I? Oh yeah. So we started talking and it was still like, even though we were in a relationship, I was like, it took me 6 months of us talk. Like, bro, we were fucking dating, dude. But it took me 6 months to like into December of that school year to be like, will you be my girlfriend? Mm-hmm. And everyone would badger me about it.
Did you have sex with her?
Before then? No.
Okay. So you weren't even hooking up with her?
No. Like
were you hanging out?
We were hanging out.
Outside of school, one-on-ones?
Not one-on-one with friends because my mom was fucking strict on me.
Okay.
Like, because I'm the firstborn. So my mom was strict as fuck on me. And then my brother can do whatever the fuck he wants, bro. He was like sleeping over at his girl's house, but whatever. That's a different fucking rant. But I asked her to be my girlfriend. And then since then, it's been like, we've changed a lot since then. And we both changed so differently as people. But our relationship, like you were saying, it's like the one type stuff. It's where it's like, that's never gotten any worse. It's always been like, I'm very content with this person being my life partner. And it's just it's been great ever since. We actually, I don't think we had sex for like the first year plus, maybe close to 2 years.
Holy shit.
Of talking. Do I remember
of dating though, of dating.
Of dating, maybe like a year and a half.
Wow.
And
That's
then, like,
still insane, bro.
I mean, it didn't help that like I had like my mom was on my ass all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
Like,
Couldn't it just
her
pull
mom's
off
there?
a quickie
Are your friends
though?
there? What?
Couldn't pull off a quickie, bro, in the car?
Because you know, if you're losing your virginity, you kind of want it to be proper. That's crazy though.
I will say there was a day we finally
proper.
had time together on our own.
Yeah.
This is so fucked to say, but I guess this is like not losing my virginity, but kind of. We had like this lock-in at a school, and then afterwards, that morning after we all stayed the night at the school, went to her house, and my mom thought I was still at the church, but we were at her house chilling. I remember, dude, we watched Ratatouille, and then she like fell asleep, and then we woke up and like things started going on, bro. And like I remember because fucking the credit music of Ratatouille playing in the background. I was like, things are heating up,
Bro.
And then, bro, like my wiener was probably on like 60% chub. Like, dude, I guess nerves couldn't get fully hard. Like, bro, tried it,
feel that,
didn't work. Blood, like it was like okay, not this time. And then we tried a couple of times, and eventually like started having sex.
Bro, dude, I swear to God,
I just want to. Oh, you're gonna explode. Okay.
No,
okay.
well now I have two things to say.
Put it on the shelf,
okay,
James.
wait, no, mine will last.
Okay,
10
go ahead,
seconds.
go
Mine
ahead.
will last.
We gotta
10
wrap
seconds.
this up. We're coming up in an hour and a half.
I know. I was just gonna say that I was worried. The biggest thing I was worried about before having sex for the first time was, what if my nerves get to me and I don't get hard? And then I saw a naked girl, and I was rock hard, bro.
Yeah.
That was not an issue.
Yeah.
My issue, that was the one and only time in my life that I've come in like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was immediately, because I'm like competitive, like with myself. So immediately it was like a mission. I was like, okay, listen, I'm gonna need like 10 minutes and then we're going again. Cause like this is not gonna be my first time, you know?
Right.
This is not gonna be my first
That's
time.
not gonna be your first experience.
Yeah.
Okay. What was I fucking going to say?
No.
I know.
Fart.
Because I know it. I think I know what you were going to say.
No, the insecurity part, but I want to touch on something you said.
Yes, earlier.
Oh, okay. I got it. I got both of them. So, is it just me, bro, or when you sleep, or like you said, so you woke up, you guys woke up.
We went back to her place. We like kind of dozed off watching Ratatouille, and then woke back up.
Okay. When you wake up with a girl like that, when it's like you've been sleeping for an hour or two, is it me? Or is just both of you so fucking horny? Because I swear to God, if I wake up at like middle of the night, I wake up and I'm just like, dude, I'm ready to go. I don't know if that's just me or
that might be
the things were high
the
school
hormone
kids.
Profile, bro.
Yeah, that might be the 1500 nanogram test.
Yeah, but I will say like the thing at the time, bro, it's like it's a new relationship. It's very fun and exciting. It's like we're kind of like, I mean, in a sense, you're ready to go all the time.
Okay. Because I don't know, dude. I just wanted to say when you said when you guys woke up and you were ready to go, it was just like it clicked in my head that I can relate to that so much. It's just like I'll wake up and then like I'm just ready. It's weird.
That's me in the mornings for sure.
Okay.
Because I think your testosterone levels are the highest, I think, as you sleep.
Nah, that has nothing to do with us, bro.
Yeah.
Our testosterone.
I know.
It's artificial. My balls do not work. But okay. So you were saying when you were insecure about being skinny, and then you finally got into the gym, and then you didn't give a fuck when people called you skinny because you're working on it.
Yeah,
bro, 1000% I can relate to that because okay, my biggest insecurity, if you guys don't already know, is my acne. I talk about it all the time. So my face acne. But now I'm kind of used to like I still get like some comments like, bro, the gear's fucking with your face. But now that I'm like, I just recently like talked to my dermatologist. I'm on Accutane right now. Now that I'm on Accutane and
you're doing something,
and
about
and I'm trying to actively like clear it up, I get these comments. And I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like it's gonna be like, bro, talk to me in 2 months when I got clear skin.
Yeah.
It's like, and now that I'm on like Accutane and like taking good care of it, it's like, bro, like I'm actively trying to fix it. I don't even care. But that also brings me to another topic because I did say I was gonna talk about it in a video. Guys wearing makeup. Okay, we don't really have that much time.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minute conversation. Yeah, 5 minute conversation. I'm wearing concealer right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I've been getting pretty good at it. Honestly, I'm blending it really well.
Dude, I'm right fucking
You got
here and I
the
can't
you got
see
the
shit.
brush.
No, I don't have the brush. I use my
blending it
finger.
all.
But yeah, so I don't know if
Go for it.
another guy. Well, John Skywalker like was telling me about some concealer that he used, but so like you just put on like the really dark spots and you kind of just blend it in. You make sure it looks good. And honestly, bro, like at first I was like, yo, that's kind of gay, bro. Like actually gay, you know, like guys wearing makeup. But then I like, if like, honestly, it's like really not that bad.
Yeah. Because that's actually, if you think about it, I wonder why society's made that such a feminine thing. Because to me, that doesn't really make sense. Everyone wants clear skin, regardless of whether you're a guy or a girl.
Right.
So, I actually don't understand why just naturally that is a feminine thing. I don't understand why people just recognize that as feminine. I don't personally wear makeup. Hannah doesn't really wear makeup either, but if I had an important video to shoot and I had like a big old whopper right here or something, I wouldn't be opposed to putting makeup on it. I've done it a couple times. I just don't do it because it's like I'm just lazy, honestly. But
I only do it because it's not really that good for your face to just like slap concealer all over it. But I'll only do it when I'm like filming a video or like if I'm doing a podcast or if you're filming a video. So probably like on like 3.
So like 4 days out of the week.
No, 3 days out of the week. 3 days out of the week I'll wear makeup, and then you know, I just like, I don't really give a fuck. And like which is weird because when I talk about it on the videos, you guys just like don't even mention it. Like in the comments, I like try to see if you guys are like saying, yo, Soosh, what the fuck? But literally none of you guys care. So I was like, maybe I should talk about this and kind of try to normalize, like, not normalizing wearing makeup, but like if you're insecure about your skin. And I know you guys are always like, bro, Soosh, why are you insecure? We're going to watch you regardless. We're going to fuck with you regardless. It's not that. It's just like, in my mind, it's like, bro, I don't want to see that. So, you know, I put on concealer and shit on the dark spots, but I don't know. Because I have gotten DMs where it's like, bro, I saw that you wear concealer. I've been thinking about wearing makeup. I'm in high school. It's like, bro, honestly, do what you fucking want, dude. Like, I do it.
How long have you been insecure about your acne?
Well, ever since it got bad. So when I started DECA,
like 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, I started.
This is not like a high school.
Yeah,
like
no. I started DECA, Nandrolone decanoate, like
3-4 months ago.
Yeah, 3-4 months ago, and then it only started
bad.
It only started getting bad like a month in, I would say. So everything, when it started to saturate, because DECA's a long ester, it started to saturate. It really just fucking exploded. And so yeah, I got like a bunch of comments about it in like a 2-month span. But now I'm kind of chilling on it too. So I lowered like all my gear.
You're just on test.
Yeah,
now,
I'm just on test, and then Anadrol once a week, and then Accutane.
It's not gear though.
Yeah,
but yeah,
trying to keep the liver healthy.
So you didn't have acne in high school?
No, not in high school, but in college I did. But I think that was just because like I was like vaping, which nicotine did affect my acne. I was vaping, and then you know I was a college kid, so I wasn't like washing my pillowcase as much as I should be. You know, because I kind of wasn't as clean as I should be. Which now is kind of crazy because I'm more cautious of my skincare now than ever, and my acne is the worst it's ever been. So that just tells me, you know, it's the good.
Bro, it's crazy. I used to have face acne, not like as bad as yours, but I'd say it was like 50% as bad. Like I had a good amount of face acne. That's pretty bad, 'cause
mine's fucked.
And right, I'm saying like there were like probably 20 zits on my face at any time, and I had a little bit of back and shoulder acne, but it wasn't super bad. And then for some reason, on gear, or even before gear, but just as I got older, 18, 19, my face acne completely cleared up on its own, and my back and shoulder acne got worse. So I don't know.
Have it on your face than your
no,
back? Okay.
I'd rather have it on my back.
It sucks on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do want to say it hasn't hindered my my ability to get females.
There you go.
Because a lot of people,
like people hear that.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked, "Yo, dude, like, do you think girls care about acne?" Blah blah blah. And honestly, I've like literally when I started getting acne, I like looked it up. I was like, "Fuck, dude, do girls care?" And honestly, I saw a bunch of forums and guys were like, "Honestly, no, dude." And
bro,
it's true. Honestly, it's true.
I wish I would have known that in fucking high school, because it's like, and I know we got to wrap up soon, so this is really fast, but it was like, it literally, as soon as I'm like, oh, I'm confident because I'm working out and stuff, as soon as that happened, I had terrible fucking acne. And like, I've always had social anxiety just by default. So like, then now it was like, I didn't care about being skinny. Now it's like, everyone sees how fucking my pizza face, bro. It's worse than anyone else in the class, bro.
All right. Well, we do have to wrap this up because we are approaching the hour and 45 minute mark. And I don't want to go over that because...
Well, it's probably a little bit less just because we started the recording.
That is true. That is true. It's probably an hour 30. That's actually a good point. But we asked how long the podcast should be, and there was such a wide array of answers. But I'd say on average, if you combine all the people that said they should be 40 minutes and all the people that said they should be 3+ hours and everything in between, it's probably an hour and a half is the happy medium. So we're going to go, we're going to let the conversation flow naturally. If the podcast only lasts an hour or if it goes all the way to 2, we're gonna try to keep it in that range.
I would say the ones where it's just you and I, the ones where it's just you and I, it's obviously going to be a little bit shorter. But the ones when we have a guest, it's going to be longer. And that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah,
it's weird because I've had people tell me it's like they don't really care how long the podcast is. They just hate when it's like mid conversation. It's like, all right, we got to wrap this up soon. We got to wrap this up soon because it's like it feels like you're artificially cutting off the conversation. Versus like those people that are watching at that point might have been like, I'd be willing to watch another 30 minutes to finish all these thoughts you guys have.
I mean, if there's anything you guys want to talk about
I'm
more,
just speaking in general.
We could get into conspiracy stuff.
No,
but
bro,
I'm really.
If you're not going to,
we have
company.
Me,
bro.
We have company over.
We do have company over, and that would be at least another hour.
Bro, please save conspiracy.
We'll get him on another. We'll get him on another.
I want to talk about that shit.
We can have more than the same guest.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So this is episode number 3, right? Episode number 3 of MogCast. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a good one. You know, we talked about a lot of good shit, psycho girls and acne and shit.
Psycho girls and acne.
Oh yeah, we talked about sex, dude. This is a great podcast. So hey everyone, you guys already know from my videos. In case
you didn't know,
everyone boost the algorithm. You don't know what to say thanks Kenny, because that's how we do it. Thanks Kenny. Make sure you guys go follow him on the gram. Make sure you guys are following MogCast on the gram.
Yes. My
Instagram, Soosh, James Instagram _James English, and
also just real quick, you guys already know it, but. Bro, 100K on the first 2 podcasts.
Yeah, that is we got to keep this momentum up, boys. If you guys aren't sharing it with your homies, share it with everybody. Put in your group chats. Yo, these guys, we love you guys. All right,
post on billboards. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching and you enjoyed the podcast.
Yeah,
a lot of the podcasts are going to be like this, so just go ahead and sub. It helps us with the algorithm and such. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, we love you guys,
and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.